Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox, and I am Charlie. It is some foolishness going on in my work parking lot today. I wish I could show y'all. Just clownery. Anyway, you guys, it's Rox. I'm coming to you today with the review for Claws, Season 2, Episode 6, you guys. So let's get to it, shall we? Let me get on track. Oh, boy. Anyway, the show starts with Desna's heartbroken. Okay, she can't believe what she just saw, which is the Haitian fake Dr. Drug dealer Gregory and Zlata in there plotting on her, talking about her, laughing at her. Okay, so she feels quite silly. She goes back to the hospital. She was undiscovered and all of that. Not really realistic, considering Zlata is the head of this Russian family, but hey, it's a TV show, so we go with the punches. She goes back to the hospital, and she's still sort of in a daze, can't believe it. Roller realizes that something is wrong, so when she walks off, he follows her. Hey, is everything okay? She was like, did you know about, the Haitian fake Dr. Drug dealer Gregory? And he says, yeah, he did. She's pissed that nobody told her. But, Roller was in a situation he couldn't really say anything. Anyway, while they arguing in the hallway, you hear somebody yell out that Bryce is flatlining. So they rush Jen out the room, and she's crying, and it's a whole bunch of commotion. They're trying to get him revived, and Jen sees Desna and runs up to her and says, you know what, shit, this is all your fault. All of it, okay? Because you the one told us to trust Zlata. Didn't she tell us? She's asking the rest of the girls there, and, they kind of looking like, yeah, she did sort of tell us that. So she blames everything on Desna. And, of course, Desna, that's never her intention to hurt anybody, so she feels pretty bad. I said, po Desna, this just ain't her day. Now, we see Zlata. She is at the house with, the Haitian fake Dr. Dealer Gregory. I know it's such a long name, you guys. And she is telling them they need to hurry up. He needs to marry Desna so they can move on with the plan. And he's trying to tell her, don't rush him. He got this. She also wants to hurry up and kill Uncle Daddy because she already feels that he's coming for her. Now, at the hospital, when Roller saw that his brother was flatlining, he got pissed off. So he rushed over to Zlata's house. And he comes in, Zlata, are you in there? Knocking on her office door. So she rushes the doctor off into the other room, and she opens the door, and Roller comes busting in there and chokes her out on the desk. Okay, he gonna kill her because she almost killed his brother. Okay, but of course she calls her goons on him, and the guy come running down the stairs and gets Roller and tackles him and puts him on the ground. And Zlata was like, I did what I had to do, and just in case you feeling froggish around here, tell him what's gonna happen to him if he kills me. And the goon tells Roller that they gonna kill the baby. Zlata was like, well, why do Americans feel so sorry for babies that get killed anyway? This woman is a psychopath. She gives no fucks about a baby. So she gives Roller the warning, you best to stop it. Now, Desna, she goes back home, or actually to her home she shares with Jen and Bryce, and she wakes up Dean, and she's like, we got to get out of here. Dean don't know what the hell going on. He's in the middle of the sleep, but he hurries up and gets up, and they rush out the house. They get in the car. She's driving like a wild woman. Dean is afraid, like, Desna, what's going on? What's wrong? What's happening? She drives to the beach, and she gets out the car, and, she's all frantic, and she's, discombobulated and not really looking like herself. She goes out into the beach, and actually she's walking into the water. I said, Desna, girl, you ain't fixing to try to end it like this, are you? Oh, I felt so bad for poor Desna. Thank God Dean was there, because she was walking out there, and then he came rushing out there, and he was like, no, Desna, no, Desna, what are you doing? You can't do this. Everything's going to be okay. Come on, Desna, come on with me. So Dean saves her from killing herself, but Desna's probably hit rock bottom right now. Dean wants to go home. She says, you know what, Dean, we gonna go home. Okay, not the home that you thinking of. We really going home. So I said, okay, they must be going back to where they came from. Now, Roller, because his head is back on straight after Zlata told him what was up, he goes back to the hospital, and he tells Uncle Daddy, look, she's probably sending her boys right now to come kill you. Uncle Daddy don't care. You guys know that Uncle Daddy has a soft spot in his heart for his family. I was like, who would have ever thought that I would actually really like Uncle Daddy and Roller this season? Last season they were such assholes, but if anything, nobody can say that Uncle Daddy don't love his family. Extended family, he don't care. If it's part of his family, he gonna protect them. So Uncle Daddy don't care about none of that right now. We gonna pray for Bryce. And when he does his prayer, he says, you know, that he can't stand to lose another piece of his heart. I was just so heartbroken for Uncle Daddy. Uncle Daddy is just really going through. Too. While they all in the room with Bryce, Dr. Ken come in. You guys know Dr. Ken, he's stupid. He got the damn wire on. He's saying all kind of obvious things, trying to get them to admit to shit. Quiet ass girlfriend and her partner in the van listening like, he is so fucking stupid. I cannot stand him. He is the worst witness, but they gotta do what they gotta do. Okay, that's all that they got. And even when he finishes in there, when he goes back out to the van to listen to what he said, he's asking them like, when I go into witness protection, you know, can Polly and I go out of town, or we gonna stay in town? And they were like, Polly ain't part of this investigation, so witness protection is just for you. And he was like, well, what if I get married? Okay, so he got the bright idea that if he gets married, then he could take his wife with him. They can both be in witness protection. Now Roller and Uncle Daddy, he's still worried about Uncle Daddy. He tells him, look, you gotta think smart. I already lost Auntie Mama. I'm not trying to lose Uncle Daddy as well. Roller tells him he's gonna lose. Uncle Daddy says, nope, I'm not gonna lose because I already lost once. I'm not gonna lose again. Now, in the room where Bryce is, you know, Jen is in there. He's in his coma. You know, they told him that it's going to be touch and go for the next few hours, so they got to make sure that he's comfortable and all that. She's in the room with him, and she's just talking about their addiction follies from back in the day. You know, she was addicted to alcohol. He was addicted to crack. And throughout all of that, their love still stood. So she's laughing, crying about old times with him. Okay, she's rubbing his leg, and I was just like, I already knew what was about to happen. Even though he's in this coma, he has a heart on. It just all of a sudden is sticking up in his bed. So, you know, Jen never wanted to let a hard dick pass. Okay, she look around and she take off her panties, and then she climbs on top of him. Now, the man is comatose. Okay, but she goes on and gives him a good ride. She's singing a song that was special to the both of them. You know, she put his hands on her titties, and she's riding and all of that. And next thing you know, he wakes up. He's singing the song with her. You know, and when she looks down and sees that he's singing, she's just like, nurses, doctors. And everybody come rushing in, and that damn Roller and Uncle Daddy saw her. Roller was like, that's magical pussy. You know what? Bottle that shit up. Only on this show. Now, Roller goes outside for a smoke after all that. You know, Bryce is alive. Bryce is awake. Okay, everybody can kind of relax a little bit, but not really, because while he's outside, he sees that the Russians pull up, and they about to do some business. Okay, they don't see Roller, but Roller sees them. They walk into the hospital. They looking around. They see a guy that looked like Uncle Daddy from behind. He waiting on the elevator, on the phone, not paying them any attention. They walk up to him with a syringe, and they jam it in his neck. As soon as the elevator door open, he falls in, you know, and rolls over on his back. And as soon as the doors is closed, they realize that that was not Uncle Daddy. Uncle Daddy got 9 lives. So now that Roller saw that, you know, he really pulls Uncle Daddy outside and says, listen, they are coming after you. He's trying to tell Uncle Daddy to talk to Chip, okay, the dirty cop that's working with Uncle Daddy. And, you know, we're going to have to involve them and see if we can take down the Haitians and the Russians. Uncle Daddy don't want to do that. Uncle Daddy wants to handle it on his own. Because even with all the shit that has happened, Uncle Daddy ain't no snitch, okay? He ain't fixing to go to the police even if the motherfucker is dirty. But then Roller tells him, Zlata said that she's going to kill my baby. And that's when Uncle Daddy stops and turns around. He says, my grandbaby? And he says, yes. And that's when Uncle Daddy just, with no hesitation, pulls out his phone and makes the call. I tell you, I loves me some Uncle Daddy. Now, Zlata, she goes by Desna's house. I guess she's just trying to check up on her. They saying that she's sick. And she sees that Desna's Maserati is still out there. So she calls the Haitian fake Dr. Drug Dealer Gregory. And she says, I guess your girl really is sick. Okay, maybe you should go by and check up on her. And then back at the shop, we see Virginia. Now, you guys tell me, who was all these kids that Virginia was watching? Or that Virginia had in her shop? I must have missed that part. But it looked like she had called one of her homegirls and Toby, and had them also in there working, or at least acting like they was helping her work, because everybody else is out and about. Virginia is the person that is running the nail shop. Go figure. And Polly, we see Polly, she was at at the park, and she saw that a women's book club was meeting, and she puts on one of her fantastic personalities, and she goes up to them and she lets them know that she's a madam over at Hammer and Pickles, and that she got escorts over there, and basically they will do whatever you guys want, servicing all your needs. So she's passing out her business card, and she's telling them that they all can come down to Hammer and Pickles, and they will not be disappointed. Quiet Ann is there with Jen's kids. Okay, so I guess Polly and Quiet Ann are watching the kids while Jen and Bryce and everybody else is at the hospital. And Quiet Ann sees the shenanigans that Polly got going on over there, and she walked up to her and she was like, I cannot believe that you're trying to work with Zlata. She almost killed Bryce. Polly was like, I know, it is a conundrum. However, Polly is making more money than she ever has. She finally feels like her life is in order, even if she does have quite a bit of fantasies working within her life. But Polly does not want to stop any of this. Quiet Ann is like, you have to. You got to remember the crew. Okay, bros before hoes. I even had to turn in my girl, and now she's a rent-a-cop. I said, oh, poor Quiet Ann. For somebody that's so damn street smart, how are you this blinded? She thinks that her girl's some mall security somewhere, I guess, and you just already see the downfall that's about to happen there. But the one thing that does give me some promise and some hope is that Quiet Ann still feels like it's bros before hoes. So once she finally does get the news that her girl is playing her, is using her, and is still a part of this investigation, I have every belief that Quiet Ann is going to do something to that. She's going to do something to that girlfriend, y'all. Mark my words. Now, we see Desna and Dean. They go back to, I guess, was it Palmetto? No, it's Palmetto is where the shop is now, right? So they go back to wherever the city was that they were from. They're at their old school. Desna's having all these memories, flashbacks of when she and Dean was in school and how Dean was bullied and she was bullied, but she had to always take up for her brother. They go inside. They're trying to find her old foster mother. The girl that worked in the school told them that where the foster mother was. She's in an old folks home, nursing home or whatnot. So she goes and tells Dean, come on, we're going to go see Mrs. Wallace. Okay, so they go to the nursing home, and Miss Wallace remembers them right away. Oh my God, you guys look exactly the same. Okay, I was like, exactly, Desna with all that titty and ass, little tiny waist. Not quite exactly, but I know what she meant. Anyway, Desna is trying to get, some meaning for her life from Mrs. Wallace. Okay, I need you to help me find the light. Okay, Miss Wallace was like, light? Child, that just sounds like something you tell kids when they, when you're trying to guide them right. She was like, I don't know what to tell you other than you've always been strong. You've always had it in you. You've always been a fighter. You don't need me to tell you that. That's in you. Just be who you are. And I guess Desna does get some strength from what Miss Wallace tells her. And then what probably helps her even more is Virginia. After her day ends, she calls her. Desna doesn't answer, but she leaves a message on her voicemail, and Virginia just tells her, girl, you're going to be proud of me. I ran the whole shop by myself. Everything is good. But I did realize that it takes a whole lot more to be in Desna than I thought. She recognized that Desna was there for them, trying to do a good thing for them. Okay, that she ain't just fussing just for fussing's sake. Okay, so she tells her to hurry on back. So at least Desna knows that somebody does care about her. And a lot of them do, you guys. Sometimes we just got to go through it. And going through it, Desna is having a moment where she is just trying to get herself back on track. Okay, they have like a dream sequence where she's double dutching with her younger selves. They're turning the rope and she's jumping and she's just remembering all of the things that have happened basically since this mess happened with Roller and Uncle Daddy and not giving her money and her trying to get her own shop, and how she's gone from there to here, all the shit that has happened in between. Okay, and that gives her some confidence, that gives her some oomph, some gump, some, so she's ready to get back out there and tackle the world. And when she finally sits down with her younger selves, she knows who she is again. She tells Dean, you know what, let's go home and let's make shit right. I said, okay, Desna, let's do this. So the next day, Desna shows up at the hospital, and First person she sees is Jen. Jen is just like, why are you so dressed up? She's like, girl, this is my armor. Jen was like, well, I'm so sorry about what I said. I was upset. It was a whole lot going on, but it's not your fault. It's not on you. I'm so sorry. And Desna was like, you know what? Thanks, Jen. And then she lets Jen know that Zlata and Haitian fake Dr. Drug Dealer Gregory are playing her. She saw that they was playing her, and now she got to get their ass back. However, they cannot know. She got to act like everything is fine because she don't want them to figure out that she about to bring their asses down. Don't nobody play Desna. Okay, while she talking to Jen, here come the doctor. So she was like, okay, get in order. So, Jen says hi to him, and then she walks on off. Desna plays the role. He says, I see you feeling better. And she was like, yeah, she's the wife to be, all smiles and everything. She gets a text message and she tells him she has to go, and then when she kisses him, she bites his lip. Okay, a little bit of anger in there. He was like, did you just bite me? And she was like, yeah, you ain't seen my freaky side. I said, well, wait till he see it. And the text message was from Zlata. Okay, so Desna goes to Zlata's house, and Desna is being super supportive of Zlata. What we gonna do to Uncle Daddy? He disrespected you. I was like, Desna, that don't put it on too thick now, because before all of this happened, you was still kind of trying to get the Zlata to just talk. Okay, so don't just be 100 in it like that. But Zlata seems to not pick it up. But Zlata's very smart, so that's why I was like, you're gonna have to play this one real careful, Desna. But Zlata was like, I appreciate it. She gets a call, and Desna leaves on out, but she's listening. The call is from Chip. We find out that Zlata and Chip, the dirty cop that's supposed to be working for Uncle Daddy, he has turned and he is working for Zlata. So when Desna hears that call and she walks out the door, she gives Uncle Daddy a call. They're supposed to be meeting with Chip, Uncle Daddy, and Roller to talk to him, remember? So Desna calls Uncle Daddy, and she was just like, Clay, you cannot meet with Chip. He's working with Zlata. But Uncle Daddy, he'd act like he can't hear on the phone. And I was like, oh my God, she was trying to tell him don't go with Chip. He hangs up the phone, and then we see Uncle Daddy meeting with Chip, and he get out the car and he walking to Uncle Daddy like, what you got to tell me? What you got to say? And Uncle Daddy has no words, baby. He pull out the gun and he he pull out the flat jammy and blast his ass. Okay, just bust them all in the chest. That damn Chip fly back onto his car. And yeah, like I said, you don't fuck with Uncle Daddy. You don't fuck with his family. Uncle Daddy has absolutely no patience for nobody else now. So Chip is taken care of. Now back to Polly. We see her getting ready for her evening. She's the madam at Hammer and Pickles. She gets a call though, and next thing we see Desna, Rolla, and Uncle Daddy show up at her house. I guess they needed somewhere to hide out until they can figure out what the plan is going to be. Desna tells them how the Haitian fake Dr. Drug Dealer Gregory and Zlata are playing her, and she gonna get their ass back. That's when she really finds out the whole depth of the plan that they originally had with the Haitian fake Dr. Drug Dealer Gregory. That they was all gonna try to take out the Russians together. And she mad that Rolla didn't tell her. Okay, but look, that plan is out. We gonna do it my way now, and you guys are gonna help me. She tells Uncle Daddy, you owe me. So she leaves, and Rolla rushes out after her. She goes back to her place with Jen, and Roller was like, wait a minute, let me talk to you. And she was just like, I just really thought we was better than this. Okay, you and me. All right, we done been through a whole lot of shit together. I just never really thought you would have just held, shit away from me. But at the end of the day, I guess you can only trust yourself, right? Roller ain't got nothing to say. Roller was in a predicament though, and once Desna gets over the hurt and being pissed off that everybody just kind of left her in the dark like this. But see, Roller didn't know about Zlata and the relationship, whatever it might be sexually, with the Haitian fake Dr. Drug Dealer Gregory and Zlata. He only knows about the plan. So I think she's more hurt about them playing her by him cheating on her. So, so we gonna still see what happens there once she realizes that he didn't know about that part. But anyway, once Rolla leaves and she's walking to her door, she sees that her new impending mother-in-law has left a dress there for a wedding dress. Okay, I was like, how assuming can you be? You just gonna leave a wedding dress there and think that she was gonna wear that anyway? Honey, Desna got one better for her. She take it out in the back of the house and puts it in the barbecue pit and set that shit on fire. Okay, having a whole bunch more flashbacks. Honey, Desna is pissed. What do they say about a woman scorned? He'll have no fury. Okay, it's coming. All right, rock stars, that is it. Let me get off of this one. I got to still do Love and Hip Hop, the reunion. So you guys stay tuned for that. Anyway, make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.